what's for dinner? And this is actually a quick one. So it's Monday night, busy week ahead. I'm gonna make some homemade tomato soup really quick with some things that I know you probably already have in your house. And we're also gonna have some grilled cheese sandwiches, because what else do you have with tomato soup but grilled cheese sandwiches? I did bake bread yesterday, but for grilled cheese sandwiches, I like plain old white bread from the grocery store. I do buy the kind that doesn't have any high fructose corn syrup in it, and I do try and buy the kind that is a white wheat. So let me show you how I do this. I have 3 28-ounce cans of crushed tomatoes. I'm going to use some heavy cream. You can use whatever you want. Use whole milk, 2%, 1%, skim, it doesn't matter. We're going to do some salt, some pepper, and some sugar. Tomato soup is the simplest of flavors, so we don't want to pollute it with a whole bunch of fancy stuff. So I'm just going to start right here. I'm going to take my crushed tomatoes and I'm just going to put them right in here.
So could this also be a help them in a hurry?
It could be a help them in a hurry. As long as you had all of these things available to you, then, you know, it could be a very quick meal. And it is going to be a quick meal. And for time's sake, I have already put together part of the grilled cheese sandwiches, and then I'll show you how I do it. And then, you know, you guys may do this as well. I don't know. But I'm gonna, instead of spending the time to stand in front of my stove and put these in a fry pan, I have laid out my grilled cheese on a sheet pan, and I'm gonna put them under the broiler in the oven. And that way you cook 6 sandwiches, or however many sandwiches you get on your sheet pan, in the same amount of time as it would take you to cook 1. So that is definitely a time saver. We're gonna put these in the garbage. And use your hand combed, yeah, home canned tomatoes. All right, I'm gonna use a whisk for this, just to incorporate. And this, obviously, I've used 3 cans. Adjust the recipe down. If you're just 2 people, maybe you just want to use 1 can and add a little extra water. If you're 1 person, use a small can of crushed tomatoes, Ed, and just use a ½ cup of cream or milk, and then season it to taste, and you'll be happy. I have one individual who likes to watch me, and he's a single gentleman, and he's always asking me how I can help him adjust his recipes for a single person. So I just put in 2 cups of heavy cream because I had some heavy cream in my fridge. Don't stress out if you don't have heavy cream. Just put milk in there. No worries. This isn't brain surgery. It's a quick dinner. And see, it already looks like the stuff out of the can, which, by the way, has high fructose corn syrup in it, I recently learned. Unfortunately, I learned that because I went to open a can and was very disappointed when I read the side of it, because I have some in my stores. Okay, what do we put on tomatoes when we eat them? We put salt on them because tomatoes and salt are best friends. I'm going to put a teaspoon of salt to start. Later on, if you want more on your individual serving, please feel free and put some more. I'm going to put a teaspoon of pepper, because we like that too. And I'm going to put a tablespoon of sugar. To bring out the sweetness in those tomatoes. I'm going to grab my whisk one more time. Blend all this together. If you want to jazz this up any other way, please feel free to do so. You could throw some basil in here. It would be great. You could add a touch of garlic. I'm not doing that because I think... What?
Bacon.
Or you could crumble some bacon on top when you're done with your serving. And you can do that, honey, because I made some bacon in the oven to put on our grilled cheese sandwiches.
Bacon makes everything better.
Bacon does make everything better. Okay. Now, this is as simple as putting it on the stove, setting it on medium heat, bringing it to a simmer. And while that's going, let's finish up. Let me move all this out of the way.
Bacon even makes bacon better.
Bacon even makes bacon better. You want a bacon and bacon sandwich? Let's finish up our grilled cheese sandwiches. I'll just tell you what I did. I laid out my bread. The bottoms I have brushed with melted butter. And then I have the ubiquitous yellow cheese because that's how I like my grilled cheese sandwiches. I like cheddar cheese just fine. I'm just going to put bacon on a couple of these because I don't think my girls want bacon on theirs, but... And I just threw this in the oven when I got home from work. This is a little less than a pound of bacon. I had a couple extra slices that didn't fit on the pan. I threw them in a bag and put them in the fridge. We'll use them. That's probably good. Whatever will we do with all that extra bacon?
What should we do with it, Sissy?
Sissy, you have any suggestions? Okay. Now, easy as, and I'm gonna put these little, let's see. Don't be as picky as I am. I just like them a certain way. That's all. Okay, so here we're going to brush the top sides with some melted butter and make sure you get all the edges so they don't burn. And before I finish this, I want to turn my oven on broil and turn it all the way up. I have my oven rack set in the middle of the oven. Do not put it too close to the broiler, otherwise the bread will burn before the cheese melts, and you don't want to do that. This is the best way to make grilled cheese sandwiches for a crowd. You know, when your kids have friends over, if you have teenage boys, which I don't, but I had a brother growing up who ate like Jethro from the Beverly Hillbillies. And he had lots of friends who also ate the same way. So, you know, I'm also here to tell you that teenage girls don't eat any less than teenage boys. Okay, that's that. Now, I'm going to pop this in the oven. I'm going to keep an eye on it. What do I always say? When I start to smell it, I'm going to check it. I'm going to heat up the soup, and when we come back, what are we going to do? We're going to fix you a plate with a grilled cheese sandwich and tomato soup, a classic American dinner. So we'll be right back. Okay, we're back. My grilled cheese sandwiches are done. My soup has simmered. And I did want to give you guys a fair warning. Everybody's stove is different. And you need to wash your sandwiches after you put them in the oven. Otherwise, you will burn them. Because broiling can be tricky business. So don't walk away from the stove. And ask me how I know that.
How do you know that?
I know that because I had to fix my sandwiches because I burned the tops of the first side. So I had to redo them. I almost saved the burnt bread to show you, but I thought I would spare you that and just fess up now. Okay, so let's get a soup mug and a ladle. And please season this to taste. I did add a bit more sugar and salt to this pot. And I added a splash of lemon juice to increase that. The tomatoes were not very acidic, and it needed a little bit of lemon juice to brighten up the flavor. So, here is our tomato soup. Let me get a plate. Here is our grilled cheese sandwich with bacon. You can see how nice that looks. Delicious. Very simple. I know everybody knows how to make a grilled cheese. I just thought I would share with you how I do mine when I want to make them all at once. So I hope you try this, and I hope you enjoy it. Give this tomato soup a try the next time you feel like having tomato soup. It's no more difficult than opening that can of condensed soup and adding the milk or water to it. In fact, this is a lot more delicious and a lot better for you. So I hope you try this, and I hope you enjoy it. And until next time, I'll see ya!